3, 2, 1.
Here we go!
Welcome back, everyone, to another podcast with the SIP Warriors. Quadzilla Karina.
And Viking Josh. I was about to do the noise.
All right, let's try it out.
No, thank you. I'm just kidding.
All right, today
Okay.
we have a special guest, Mr. Chad Wilkinson.
How's everybody doing today?
Hello,
Thanks for coming out, sir. Thanks for coming out and being a part of this. And, of course, you know, from our guest, we have different people from different areas of life, gym owners, coaches, you name it, jiu-jitsu, nutrition shop owners, and we love to get other people's perspectives on things. And what intrigued us when we were talking to you, because we see you almost every single morning,
Every morning.
was coming from another country, right?
Yes. Bahamas.
From the Bahamas, like, we want to go. And you
Yes.
ran away from the place, man. Shame on you. But that just goes to show you, and that's one thing we talk a lot about is, you know, opportunities and goals. I mean, was that is that why you came here? Your opportunities, goals, chasing the dream?
More than likely, yes, sir. So when I first came here, it was in 2013. Born and raised from Nassau, Bahamas. It was a big change for me. So I even had to relearn English at one point. I spoke extremely fast. Like right now, I'm talking pretty slow, but my freshman year at Prairie View, I used to get headaches all the time because I had to literally slow down my whole entire language just to articulate myself to somebody else.
Wow.
'Cause I talked in slangs all day. every
Wow.
day.
You got to share that with us. Come on.
Yeah,
girl.
Yeah, please.
So I'd be like, hey man, you can't take me down to like Walmart or something, just get me out, you know, take my card or something, get a couple groceries.
I love the accent. I would have never thought your accent. Kid you not? I never really thought, hey, he's from the Bahamas. I never did. But that's really awesome. I love the accent.
Thank
Yes.
you, thank you.
Yeah,
thank
it's
you.
awesome,
freaking
awesome,
awesome. Yeah. Okay, so go ahead. Sorry.
So a little bit about myself. So born and raised in Nassau, Bahamas. Started getting into the fitness lifestyle when I was 135 pounds, coming off a torn rotator cuff. I know everybody sees me as like a 6'5" dude and like, oh, he's big. He probably play basketball. I did. In my senior year, I tore my rotator cuff, and around that time, I was doing rehab. My sister got pregnant, and she got some baby weight on her, and she told me, she's like, hey, I need someone just to be there for me at the gym. And I was like, I'll be there for you. So I just sat on the cable fly machines all day, every day, because growing up, we were big on calisthenics. We didn't have like all the equipment that we have now, but my mom had like a little gym at her job, and I just sat on the fly machine all day. And this dude came up to me and was like, hey, I love your grind. I love that you're always here, but you can't be hogging the machine up all day. You can't just do the exact same thing every day. And I was like, I don't know what to do. I was born and raised with calisthenics from my uncle back in the day, but now it's like, hey, let me show you something. First, let me use the machine, but let me show you. Let me show you how to actually get to where you need to be.
Nice.
That's awesome. Yeah.
We have a similar story.
Yeah, I was just about to say that.
Yeah. So when we first met, we were both overweight. For those that don't know this, okay? We were both overweight. He was on his own personal journey. I was on mine. Long behold, he fell in love with me after I slapped him with a white towel. Literally, that's how we met, okay? And then we started weight training, and somebody came to us.
Yes, Mr.
Did they really?
Weldon.
Weldon.
Mr. Newton.
Yes.
I'm sure you know him. He comes, he's a fireman.
The fireman at 24.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
Uh-huh.
I'll have to see him.
Man, this guy was a
mentor.
He just came up. Yep, great mentor, amazing
Yes.
guy. He came up and we just met him because we were always there at the same time at like 3 a.m.
Yes.
And man, we always seen him in there, and it's just this big swole guy. And we started talking to him. He became a great mentor of ours, and actually coached her for her first show. We've learned
Seriously?
so
Yes.
much from him. And that's kind of how our fitness journey took off. It was like,
Yeah.
hey, let me show you this, let me show you that. And it just completely blew our mind, you know, because we were getting into fitness. We weren't trainers at the time. And for me, I always wanted to become a trainer, but I was still in the baby steps of my own fitness journey. So I'm like,
Right,
okay,
right,
later on. And then once we met him, I'm like, no, that's something I want to do. I want to be that knowledgeable in the industry later on down the road.
Help somebody else out.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's interesting because we have a similar story there then. Because if it hadn't been for him, do you, like personally, when he approached me, I was working corporate. Never in my mind did it dawn that I would be doing what I'm doing now.
Right.
So I always tell him that. I said, you literally saw something in me, in us. So he took the time and he poured into us, and we are forever grateful to him, honestly. And that's the same thing that happened to you.
Right. And it basically started the whole, what's it called? The snowball effect.
Yes.
At the end of the day, because growing up, my uncle was always my coach when it comes to playing basketball. He would tell us, "Hey, you shoot us a text," because he would work like late nights at the gym. Hey, get 500 squats in, get 200 push-ups in, calf raises. I was like, okay, Unc, but that's what he does. I never thought in a million years that I would be doing the same thing that he was doing. And so when the guy came up to me, I can't remember his name right now. I'll probably just call him Kevin. So when Kevin came up to me and was like, "Hey, let me help you out," and out of 135 pounds, I was like, what's the most you can do for me? Right now, if you ask me, like, how big are you? You're 6'5", 235. I can probably guard LeBron. Probably won't win, but it really helped me, and now I can change and impact lives over and over and over again. I've trained almost over, I feel like 500 different clients.
That's awesome.
Yep. That is.
And how old are you?
I'm 26.
26. Nice, man.
Yep.
That is
so,
awesome.
So this is awesome. I think, like I said, we don't realize the impact we have on other people's lives, and I say that because you're always there. He's always having this big old smile on his face. I'm yet to see him frown or upset, and things like that. And you work, where you work, you're able to portray that onto other people.
Yep. Right.
And that's a good thing. So again, even just that smile, if people don't know, you still impact other people's lives.
Exactly. Yep. Because some people could be having a bad morning, they come in and all it takes is something as small as a good morning or just a smile to brighten somebody's day. Somebody's had bad news or just a bad day or a bad week, whatever it may be. It's that little bit. And I think it's funny because Karina a lot of times is more of a counselor than a trainer. She's like a therapist. We've had clients literally call from the hospital that we've never met to tell them their story, come over to the house crying, meet us up crying. And it's like, man, to see that impact on somebody that you never met before, you never even seen before,
Exactly.
It's insane.
Yeah.
And when it comes to just having that effect, when I first started where I started at the front desk. I literally my job was to greet everybody who walked in the gym. So it was like, hey.
You did a great job.
I was doing it like the best I could.
Yes.
My other uncle, I have a lot of uncles, by the way.
Like us,
Probably like
Mexicans.
20 uncles on both sides.
Oh,
And
yeah.
So my job was to greet everybody who walked in the gym. So it was like, hey, good morning, how you doing? Enjoy your workout. Where do you work? How's the day going? How did traffic been?
Right.
So basically, I was just having that conversation every day. And eventually, they moved me up to group X and then group personal trainer. And now I is noticing that I'm more of a life coach, like you said, to everybody else more than a trainer. Half the time, we're not even working out. You're just talking about life, saying, oh, yeah, my kids this, my kids that. But that's the beauty of it.
Yeah.
And I felt like, yeah, you can change somebody's life. You can help them lose 200, 300 pounds. But to help them, guide them through a tough time in their life is actually more impactful to me sometimes.
Yeah, I think the mental transformation is more important than,
agree.
than the physical in a lot of different people, And then it goes hand in hand, when you get those people that have the physical transformation, they use it as a mental. That's what happened to me. Being big and all the other stuff, you don't have the aspiration to want to do anything else, and you don't want to go out. Your self-esteem's low, and then once you start dropping the weight and building up your self-esteem, it's just, like you said earlier, a snowball effect into other areas of your life. For me, it was business and making goals and reaching those goals to make more goals, to make more goals, to make more goals, and to just keep growing. And that was one thing too that I never thought that I would be where I am today, and still continuing to progress in life, mentally, especially mentally.
Exactly. I think after I hit 180 pounds, I felt my confidence growing because I can be honest with you. Back home in high school, we're not the easiest kids to deal with. There's no, you say bullying? Oh yeah, that that's like probably an understatement.
Really?
So they'll tell me a lot of hurtful stuff like, hey, this is you, you're skinny. They call me E.T. What's the guy name from Lord of the Rings, Smeagol? I had all those nicknames. And so when I started gaining the weight, gaining the confidence, actually talking to people, I was the smallest guy in the gym and I left almost in the middle of the pack. And it grew my confidence to where I can go to parties, talk to people, still have the same personality I always had. But now I can approach you now and show you that this has actually been within me the whole entire time.
Right.
It's mentally, it grew me stronger to where I am right now.
So I have to say something. I'm listening to you, okay? And it's amazing how, despite the bullyingness and everything, you are honestly, like, I think that helped you to become who you are and to be more passionate and more understanding because you've been on the other end.
I have.
Yes.
And I think that honestly is it's life changing in two aspects, a positive and a negative, because you could have one person who literally deteriorates and will fall apart because they don't have the strength to overcome that. And now I don't know if you see a trend, that those are probably the people that are attracted to you.
It probably is. And
You know?
they feel it. They're like, hey, you went through this. I'm like,
Yes.
I didn't even notice we had a connection.
and let me tell you that. And so, you know, in our journey, I think one day we need to do a podcast about our childhood, seriously.
Yeah.
Like, we can relate. I kid you not. We've never had this conversation. Dude, we're going to talk, okay?
Yeah. Hey, that's good. That's fine with me. I'm going to talk it too.
Yes, because listen, this is crazy. But in our clientele, one of the biggest things that we teach them is, first of all, we teach them the lifestyle. And like we always say, this is a journey that you have to take mind, body, and spirit. Without one, you cannot achieve the others. And, you know, it's just those small triggers and those small challenges that sometimes can, you know, literally, what do they say, blow the wind out of you, knock the wind out of you. But it's only preparing you, see, prime example,
Exactly.
for a bigger goal. I mean, man, we just talked about that in the
It's
last
funny because
podcast.
even with our youngest Xavier, you could tell like when he was in 5th, 6th grade, there was a little bit of bullying going on, even though we talked to him about it, and he was short and
little chunky.
and he hit his growth spurt now, and of course he does boxing and Brazilian jiu-jitsu. And you can see that that's really what opened him up. It wasn't the weights. He didn't really like lifting weights and all that, but he loves
didn't.
boxing. He picked it
Darn.
up very quick. He picked up jiu-jitsu very quick, but you could see his confidence probably went from 3 to 10 in no
Exactly.
time. And that's one thing that coming up, you know, I was bullied a lot. I was extremely poor, fat little kid, you know, and we told him, you know, that's something I don't tolerate. And when he was at that age, I'm like, let me know, you know, if kids are bullying, I'll go to school. I don't have a problem going to jail for punching
Right.
12-year-olds. You know? But, you know, now he can defend himself and take care of himself. But that's just one thing that's just, I can't tolerate, you know, bullying as much as I've taken when I was little. And I told him, you know, and that's why we got him into boxing and jiu-jitsu. So now you can tell, just as long as you're not the bully now, you know, which he's not. But now that he can defend himself, you can see his confidence up because he's not going to let anybody bully him. And that's what I love to see.
Exactly.
And one thing that we've actually seen is he actually sticks up for the ones that cannot defend.
Oh, yeah?
Yes.
Man, let me tell you, that's who we are. You don't pick on, you know, you don't pick on the elder. You don't disrespect the elder. You better respect them. You know, these are morals and things that we were raised with. You say yes, ma'am. You say no, ma'am. You know what I mean? You got to respect your elders. You have to show respect, and it starts with respecting another human thing.
Exactly.
You know, and I mean, think, because we're talking about animals. We're talking, you know, it's man. Listen,
podcast.
we got another podcast there.
Hey, but it's funny you said the morals. So even growing up, I was in something called, like, you know, they call it Boy Scouts over here.
Yeah.
It's called Boys Brigade. So every time we do like left turn, right turn, salute, attention, all those stuff like that. And it was run by my uncle, of course. You know, one of the 20 uncles that I do have, Uncle Christopher and Uncle Jeffrey. There was a, hey, yes sir, yes ma'am, no ma'am, yes sir. It's something that's instilled in me. It was even I wouldn't even say a problem because I would tell her, say, yes, sir. And like, don't call me sir. You make me feel old. I'm like, okay. Okay, yes, sir. Just keep going. It's like a snowball effect. Like, no, not snowball. It's like a repetitive.
Yeah, because that's what it is. That's how you were raised, and respect.
Right.
It's something that the world needs more of right now.
Emphasize it.
You know, like we really, and here's the biggest thing. It all starts in the house.
That is 100%.
It all starts in the house. Mom,
Yep.
Dad, even though you may think you're too busy, you need to pay some attention to those kids. You have to. You got to, be more strict. I guess, define strict, but be more attentive and teach your kids respect, morals, yes or no, sir, And, I've got one that drives me up a wall. Stop letting your kids ride bicycles in the middle of the streets and then teach them that if they're in the street, they need to hurry up and get out.
Get out.
Like, hello, like who walks? That's a main intersection and you're going to look at me like I'm the issue
problem,
here?
yeah.
Oh my goodness. Listen, this is a whole new podcast here.
It's just a lack of respect. I mean,
Yes.
that just goes back to childhood, It's like, where are your parents at?
I'm serious. I need to write that one down.
Getting ideas on the fly.
Yes, because
exactly,
that's
exactly.
bad. That is so bad.
So,
okay, but go ahead.
One of the things I wanted to ask you
Oh.
about coming here is going to be your the transition of lifestyle. I know you did, like you said, calisthenics and everything, but lifestyle overall. The reason I bring that up is because I have friends, acquaintances, and everything else that come from other countries, and when they get here, their biggest culture shock, honestly, is going to be the food. I have friends from other countries, and they will show me their pictures. This was me before I got to America, and they would be like, 5'6", 110 pounds. Now they're 5'6", 283 pounds.
It's something in the food.
Yep.
It's something in the food. So it's funny you said that. When I first came over, the culture change is like really the biggest thing. In the Bahamas, one of our favorite dishes is a conch. So if you do go to the Bahamas, go for conch salad, conch fritters, crack conch, whatever the case may be. Just get this conch. All right. You probably know it from SpongeBob Magic Conch Shell. It's the same thing.
Okay.
But it was a big culture change. So lifestyle wise, I came over, to Prairie View, and everybody had friends. Like, oh, I went to school with you. I went to this with you, and I was like, I'm by myself. I'm literally by myself. And so before I came here, I went on YouTube and was like, let me look up Prairie View, and I saw Scenario. He's like, oh, I'm from the Bahamas. Like, I'm gonna meet this guy. I'm gonna meet this guy because I'm gonna be able to connect with him because he's from where I'm from. Like, but back home, we're really big on family, so. It's not like highways away from each other. Everything's a 30-minute drive.
Right.
So you can go here. Everything's homemade meals.
Oh, yummy.
Everything is just
Getting hungry now.
exactly. I'll come home. My mom's like, "Hey, I got some mashed potatoes and steak for you." Okay, great. And then you be suffice. But over here, I had to rely on like Popeyes, 2-piece Tuesdays. And it gained on me because I came over here at I believe 190. I'm 235 right now, pretty thick. But other than that, it just really gained a lot of weight on me. I started getting more of a facial hair. I started feel like just stronger in a way because there's something definitely in the food.
Oh yeah.
Because I think we played when I played back in high school, we played American team. I was like, these dudes cannot be 14, 15. These dudes are humongous.
Yeah.
And so back home, I'm playing center at basketball. Over here, I'm probably the point guard. So
Right.
the growth spurt is something. It's something in there.
Yeah,
Yes,
it is.
they call that the McDonald's syndrome because of all the artificial everything and all the food. It makes them. It's absolutely crazy.
That spicy chicken sandwich, that was the first thing. Like, hey, I got that. Let me get that.
Man, when was the last time we went there, babe?
Man, it's been some time.
It has.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever had a spicy chicken sandwich from
That was been like
Popeyes
4 years.
I want to
for
say
me.
7 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was one of the best decisions I ever made, though.
Yeah. Seriously.
It's been a long time. So
Yeah.
what's your goals now that you've come here? You're getting established in the fitness industry. So what's your goals? Your next set of goals and then long-term goals.
Oh, great question. Great question.
Yeah, it is, huh?
We just were talking about this. Yeah. So when not too long ago, my boss ended up leaving 2 months ago, and I ended up messing my knee, my meniscus. I was like, man, as a trainer, I got to be an acting fitness manager. So when I first started off, I was, like I told you, I greeted everybody. And then they moved me into group X and started getting used to it. And it's like my main goal to come over here is open my own gym and run it myself. Because, usually they'll be like, oh, yeah, I got a gym, but do you train in your own gym? No, I just let everybody else train around there.
Right.
And so that was my main goal. And so when I got over here, that's still my main goal. So I'm slowly moving up the corporate ladder. I'm now probably the youngest fitness manager in Houston right now. And I'm just trying to slowly just get the knowledge that I need to further myself in life, to become the best fitness person, not just trainer, because it doesn't a trainer. You're a life coach, you're a best friend, you're more than just what your title says.
Yeah.
Fitness manager. I deal with group acts, I deal with kids. I'm like, I put a video on my Instagram the other day. It's like, you torture kids too? I was like, I don't torture kids. I train kids. Yes, I do.
They want to be tortured. No, I'm just kidding.
Hey, they want to do obstacle courses. That's what they want to do. But my ultimate goal is to just become a better person and be able to help others. That's just what I always want to do, is just help someone get their goal, regardless of what it is.
Yep.
If it's Madden, I'll help you in that too.
Right.
But
Awesome.
it don't matter what it is. I'll just try to help you out best I can.
That's awesome.
That is awesome.
See?
So during the pandemic, and we were talking about this not too long ago, like during the pandemic, it kind of changed the dynamic of a lot of different things, especially in the fitness industry, especially in trainers, and also the fitness supply area.
And
tell us-
prices.
Yeah, and prices, of course.
Yeah.
But that's across the table. But so how did that help you or hinder you when it came time for the pandemic?
So it basically just made me go back to the drawing board at the end of the day. So growing up in high schools, we had literally no barbells, no dumbbells, no anything. So it was no 24-hour fitness. There's no LA Fitness to start off with. So we basically we maximized our performance with calisthenics. So straight body weight, just straight push-ups, calf raises, right back to what, like trickling down to what my uncle taught me. And so that's what I got into. But when the pandemic hit, that's when I was a group X coach. And I taught everybody boot camp, and I saw I was getting like 40 people in there every day. So I'm saying to myself, what about my clients? And that's when I said, you know what? Let's go back to the roots. Go get what you need. Shout out to Fitness Depot, because that was the cheapest place I found.
Yeah.
I was like, I got to find some weights, barbells, ropes, something, because at the end of the day, the world is your environment. We use benches for tricep dips. We use like the kids' playground, like the monkey bars for pull-ups. We use the little gate around the playground area for tops, like toe tops. You find so much innovative stuff, because when I first started, I started doing like dips, push-ups. Like, you'd think I was in prison. I never went there before. But it was just
Creativity.
Exactly. I was at my uncle's shop just doing these type of things before the gym opened, just to keep myself active, because you can use a railing, you can use a bed, you can use a backpack just to do your squats. And, I'm gonna put a couple of books in my bag to do a couple of squats.
Yep.
Workout never ends at the end of the day.
It's funny you say that, because we have a lot of new clients because of the pandemic, but also during the pandemic. And of course, the gyms were closed, everything was closed. And we literally made training videos and everything else with backpacks, with books, with canned goods, with water jugs, and that was their training routine.
Mm-hmm.
And it's crazy to see that a lot of those people are still doing, they've progressed. They're still doing at-home workouts, because they say, I love it because I don't have to go anywhere. I don't have to wait. I don't have to go to the gym, wait on machines, do this, do that. And the training that we do through our app allows them to be able to do it wherever they want.
Right.
Either at home or at the gym. And I would have to say 80% of our clients still training at home.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I love that you kind of talked about having to use what was around us.
Right.
And I love that, because, when before, like, all our journey started, a lot of people immediately start thinking about I need shoes, I need clothes, I need dumbbells, I need this.
You don't.
No, the reality is what you first need to do is commit.
That's all it is. You just need you.
Exactly, because, once you commit, I promise you, like creativity, just like he says, and, once you start making it a routine and you're actually consistent about it and diligent, I promise you one thing's going to trigger. Then guess what? Once you start doing that for my recommendation is at least commit to it for 30 days. 30 days. I see so many people going in and investing and, doing all kinds of crazy things. And then guess what? After the second week, they fell off track and you've spent God knows how much money and invested in. You never committed.
You never did.
Exactly. So start with what you have and use that, because that's what's going to help you get there. But, shout out to you, because, a lot of people didn't do anything.
They didn't do anything.
They used that whole excuse of the pandemic.
Oh, yeah.
And some people are still there using it and blaming it all on that. Nope. You only can blame yourself for the things you failed to do. Always remember that.
Exactly.
Trust me, I remember when, like nowadays, I see a client walk in for a fit assessment. They're like, oh, I gained 20 pounds during the pandemic. You know how long that was? Now it feels. You still blaming the pandemic for the weight? Let's get over that hump now.
I'm not going to be ugly. I love you ladies. I really do. But I have to bring this one up. It's like you blaming that 10-year-old kid for the weight you still have.
Baby weight?
I can't believe it. They're like, how old is the kid now? Oh, he's 15. It's just my baby weight. It's still on there. Okay.
Okay, so listen, stop blaming other people for the things that you can change.
Exactly. It just takes you to start your journey. That's all it takes.
Absolutely.
That's really what it is.
Make that commit. Like we tell a lot of people, especially the ones that have never worked out or they've been years without, man, just set a schedule to the side, set alarms on your phone to start with 1 day a week and then 2 days a week. It was funny. I was just talking to a guy the other day who came in and bought a complete gym. Like, he has everything he needs. And I'm like, man, that's awesome. When's the last time you used it? Oh, about 2 years ago. I'm like, what?
What are you doing?
He's like, I just don't have the motivation anymore. And I'm like, well, that's on you. Because he was like, well, I need something to motivate me. I'm like, well, go look in the mirror.
Exactly.
That's
your biggest motivation.
And he was shocked when I told him that. It was an older guy. I'm like, go look in the mirror. Do you have kids? Do you have a wife? Well, you should be taking care of yourself for that reason right there.
I agree.
If there's no other reason, look at that right there. You don't want to be there for your grandkids, for your daughter's wedding or graduation or grandkids or whatever the case may be. There was this video, I don't know if y'all seen it, of this old man that's practicing picking up a kettlebell.
Yes.
Oh, yeah?
Every day, and his neighbors thought he was crazy, and they come to find out at the end of the video, he was practicing picking up the kettlebell so he can pick up his granddaughter at Christmas time to put the
That
star
is
on the
beautiful.
tree. Yeah,
Yes.
that one was like a little tearjerker. I'm like, oh, my eyes are sweating.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
know?
because he was out there in the rain and the
be
cold
emotional.
weather and everything. Yeah, it was
Just trying to
very
pick it.
sweet. Yeah.
You got to find the reason why. Like,
Yes.
what are you in the gym for?
I
I
agree.
just want to lose a couple. What is your reason? Oh, right. I was like, you know what? When's your birthday? October 15th is for your birthday. All right. Just tell me your why. What are you doing it for? Oh, I can't sit down in the tub. Tell me what you are here for.
Yep.
So real quick on the thing, you have one and I have one. I got to tell you because I'm gonna forget. Okay. The stuff that you invest, that treadmill that's covered with clothes
Oh
and
my
that
goodness.
bicycle that has all the hanging clothes. That's
Everybody
what
got a
happens
treadmill.
when you can't commit. So before you do that, go walk outside, go run outside, go get you a bicycle to actually take it outside. But even then, just commit to going outside. And in regards to yours, what was it? Oh my goodness, what was the conversation you were saying right now?
Which one?
The one you were talking about right now.
Find your why.
Oh, yeah.
You're
Find your
fine.
why. Yeah.
Yes, find your why. So yeah, okay, I lost it. See,
Karina's
man.
moment.
I lost it.
Nah,
Goodness.
but the thing is, everybody has a why. You just got to
Yes.
find out
Yep.
what is holding you back at this
Yeah.
point. I just talked to a guy
Can't believe I
yesterday.
lost it.
He talked to this guy yesterday. We talked for like 45 minutes. He's like, "Oh, I'm old. I got this going on." I was like, "I'm 60." You just telling me all your excuses.
Exactly.
You're trying to be perfect. You holding yourself to high standards. You just got to hold yourself to your standards. You just got to take one step at a time.
Oh.
Everybody tries to take the big jump. They try to, you know what? I can't jump. So you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna do a high jump. Why would you go from that big of a step? Like, why would you go from 2% milk to skim milk? That's a
Yes.
big jump.
Yeah.
Just take a small step. It's like, hey, you got to be in there for 15 minutes just to get some calisthenics, some body weight movements, just to push a tank, whatever the case may be. A little jump rope. If you do a jump rope for 30 seconds, that's better than sitting down for 30 minutes.
I agree. And that's actually how I started.
Is it?
Yes.
Jump rope?
Yep. Before
I remember that.
Yep. Before I met him, a friend of mine, a dear friend of mine, we both wanted to lose weight. And you know, so I was like, you know, you use the buddy, you know,
Buddy system.
to encourage one another. So she would come over, and literally, I would come up with some workouts, and we would do jump rope. We would do jump rope in the
gotta start
garage.
somewhere.
Yep.
You
I mean,
know.
in the garage, not even in the garage, in the backyard, and we didn't even have cement yet. So imagine that one, okay? But anyways, so we would start doing that, and you know, it started becoming a commitment to me. And then guess what? I realized I had a gym membership that I hadn't been using.
Oh, goodness.
Yeah, that I hadn't been using. So then I started going to the gym. But the first month I lost 10 pounds, and that's when I met him after that.
Aw.
Isn't that
it
crazy?
was the first 10.
I know.
Yeah.
So he loves me even in my chunky side.
That's because I was chunky then too.
Oh, yeah? Say, hey, 2 chunky noodle soup. Let's
Right?
that.
But yeah, so there you go, jump rope. I mean,
Exactly.
listen, I came from the jump rope era, so
Yeah.
Yeah, so I have a little jump rope back experience too. Like, hey, just get a couple of minutes, just 2-3 minutes of doing that.
Yes.
It's literally better than just sitting down.
dude, and it's a cardio.
Absolutely.
That's good.
Trust me.
Try
2
jump
minutes,
roping. Oh yeah, I was gonna say yeah.
Yeah.
And then you can add the weighted jump ropes.
Exactly.
Woo! I can feel the burn right
I
now.
know, right?
Yeah.
And
All right.
eventually you take the clothes off the treadmill and you be like, you know what? Let me use this for something. Let me go
Exactly.
sidewalks or something.
Exactly.
Yep. Even if it's just walking, just starting out. I mean, you got to start. Everybody has to start somewhere.
I agree.
Exactly.
I agree. Never listen. A baby is not born running.
Exactly. No
It's
one's
got to
Usain Bolt.
learn how to, you know, what do they call it? Roll over
Maybe
first.
Usain Bolt. Maybe he might have been
I,
born.
think,
running. He might have been
I
born
guarantee
running.
he walked out the room. He's like, excuse me, doc. I gotta
At
go
least the
somewhere."
first 400 meters.
Exactly.
That is
All right. So where can they find you at on social media? Go ahead and give out your handles.
Oh wow. I'm currently on Instagram at Coach Wilkes. You can find me on Coach Wilkes. I post my workout videos there. I post almost anything there. I'm 24 hours when it comes to responding. If I see a message, I'm gonna respond. I'm not those. Oh, I see a message and I'll deal with it later. No. If you have a question, I'll find a way to help you out.
Yep.
At the end of the day.
Yep. So you already know. You know, we typically, all our surrounding people, it's iron sharpens iron, guys.
Iron sharpens iron. That's our
Exactly.
motto right there.
And the thing is, Karina helped me, and she didn't even know it, but she does know it. Well, I was one. I was
Thank you.
when I was going through my injury. She was walking up the stairmaster preparing for a competition, and she stopped me. She's like, "Are you okay?" Because you know, like you said, you always see me with that smile on. And she said, "When you're at the top of the mountain, that's when the wind blows the hardest. And you got to remember, this focus it's always a reason these things happen."
Mm-hmm.
Because I was just down. I was like, man, I haven't played basketball since I tore my rotator cuff, really. And I played it the second day it opened, and then I messed my meniscus up. I'm like, you know what? It's just, I just love that game so much. And she told me, she's like, it happened for a reason. It did. I had one of my best months as a trainer that exact month after you said that same exact quote. I was like, you know what? That did help. And then she was going through her stuff. I was like, hey, remember what you told me? The same thing applies.
Yep. And again, guys, you never know who you can encourage, who can you motivate,
Right,
honestly,
right.
just by a smile, just a good morning, just like, I see you, you know? I promise you, you know, we're here to help one another, guys. And if there's anything we can do, listen, contact us, ask. If you don't ask the question, you always are going to get the same answer. No.
It's always going to be no.
Exactly. So get out of your comfort zone, ask, and be willing to take risks.
Yep.
You know, if you don't try, you will never know. To me, I would rather live a life of a lot of I'm sorries than a lot of regrets. I just butchered that one. didn't I?
Butchered it.
I was-
Butchered that. That's another Karina's
I was like,
moment.
man, it's going in a big circle.
Yeah, it's actually one of my favorite sayings.
So you
It's-
never get sorry, you know?
I'd rather live a life of oh wells than what ifs. So take
There
that
you go.
chance. Go for
See?
it, you know?
I got motivated just hearing that.
Right?
You didn't like mine?
No, I didn't understand you. I was like, she probably got the accent on. I was like, I got an accent, but you got one the same way.
Oh my God. You got the point now, right? See, he clarified it.
Thank you, Josh.
Yeah, no problem. All right, guys.
Well,
so
anyways.
follow us.
Yes.
Instagram, Facebook, now newly open TikTok,
Shout out to Lee.
YouTube, Strength and Pain Fitness. And what was that again?
Okay. So our
I'd rather
handles.
Live a life of maybe go there.
Oh my God. I have to watch my own video on this one. Okay, so Strength and Pain Fitness on Instagram and on TikTok. And our Facebook is Strength and Pain Fitness LLC. Oh, and don't forget, you get to watch these videos on YouTube.
That's right.
Yeah,
And
so you can
also-
actually see
Yeah.
the stupid things that I my reactions to.
And ours. Like, what? What did she say?
Yeah.
Oh, you get put on the spot.
Those were funny, man. Okay, anyways.
So, for your fitness needs,
Yes.
equipment, go check out Lee
Yes.
at FDHTX Fitness
And-
Depot in Houston.
Be sure to follow
Yes,
Chad.
and follow Chad here.
Yes, guys.
at
Show some love.
Coach Wilkes, right?
Coach
Yes,
Wilkes.
on
That's right.
Instagram.
Thanks
So-
for tuning in. Thanks for coming out.
Yes,
We
thank
really
you.
appreciate it. It was a good time.
You know, let me hit you with a little Bohemian accent. Yeah, man, it was a blessing to be here. I ain't gonna lie to you. It was beautiful.
Yay. I love the accent.
Thank you, sir. Yeah, it's awesome. Thanks, guys. Have a
Thank
blessed day.
you. Bye.